Good day, everyone. My name is Dan of Sharpe Trade. We are continuing in our series of videos. So if you're seeing this video entry somewhere, it's part of a larger series. You can find it on Sharpe Trade itself, the public website of Sharpe Trade. Go to Educational Series, scroll down, and you'll find Trading Psychology and Emotional Discipline. Or you can go to the YouTube page of Sharpe Trade. The company's YouTube page, you scroll down, you'll see a playlist, Trading Psychology and Emotional Discipline. And you can find all of the videos there. And that is this series, Trading Psychology and Emotional Discipline. We have said this in other entries elsewhere on Sharpe Trade, but I want to sort of put it in this series because it does help your trading psychology. Interact with other traders. Interact with other actual, honest-to-God traders. That's the caveat. That's the trick. There are so many that are so interested in playing pretend trader that it's hard to find somebody who's an actual trader. It really is. Because it seems more people are interested in being perceived by others as a trader than actually being a trader. But when you do find them, and you find other traders, interact with them, talk with them. Something that separates our species as humans to such an incredible degree is our psychology. And the way humans learn, and trust me, I'm a huge student of linguistics and communication. The way humans learn is through communication. Okay? It's been said before, I'm going to say it again. Danny Riley of Mr. Topstead originally said this. Rob and NJ repeat it over at Discovery Trading Group, and we've said this several times. You know, Danny Riley's comment was, you know, nobody should trade in a closet. You know, when you're home alone or you're in your office with your charts and it's just you, and you're only inside your own head, and you're not bouncing ideas off other people, you can do some really stupid stuff. I think Kenny one time put it, one of the worst things you can say is, I wonder what will happen if. I wonder what will happen if I do this. Nothing ever good came from, I wonder what will happen if I do this. I mean, that whole paradigm of thought, an archetype, so speaks out of stepping outside of the bounds of an actual process or an outline or a methodology or a way of approaching things. Well, let me just throw the dart over there and see what happens, right? So nothing ever good came of that. Well, when you interact with other people, you know, who are respectful, who don't cause needless offense, who are actual traders, it sort of stops that sort of behavior. You know, because, you know, you have other people that you associate with, other trading associates, and, you know, you're interested in what each other's doing. Sometimes you can be repeating stuff that you both know, but just saying it out loud will keep you sharp. I'm telling you. It's that entry that we had, you know, the old proverb, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens the face of another man. In other words, you know, you're both sharpening each other, even if it's with stuff you already know. Just that communication will keep you sharp. You know when you're having to talk to another human about what you're doing, another person, another individual. You know, there's always as we said, the archetype of thought of like, what are you doing that for? Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but what are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? Didn't you just say? And it'll cause the other person to either defend, you know, not in some sort of irrational, you know, heated argument, but just sort of defend their position. Or maybe they'll take a look at it if they're a, you know, good person. It's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, man. That was stupid. I gotta get my head back in gear. I have no idea what I was thinking with that one, right? It keeps you sharp. That's what we're saying. The trick is finding somebody that is an honest-to-God actual trader. As we were saying before, so many people are interested in being perceived by others as a trader. Literally, the perception of others is more important to them than making money. Pretty freaky when you think about it in that way, but it's the honest to God truth. We see it all the time. So finding honest to God real traders is difficult. You do this long enough, you can sort of sniff us. You can sort of sniff one another out. But I'll tell you what, even I've been fooled. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can sniff out other traders pretty good. And no, they're talking about their losses. They're talking about getting banged up. I can see their process has some sort of, you know, just from what I can see from the periphery, which is very difficult to determine. It seems like it would have a positive expectancy over time. That seems like it's, okay, I can see being risk advantage with that. And I found out later they were just totally pulling complete bullcrap the entire time. They were just lying through their teeth the entire time. They knew some of the lingo to use. But the wonderful thing about the markets, man, is it's the honesty of the iron. You know, eventually black and white meets black and white, which is why we do what we do, like with the Sharpe Income Project. That isn't so that you can copy everything, it's so that you can see, and somebody else left this comment, they said, it's so cool to see the Sharpe Income Project because we can see all of the principles that you talk about and the concepts of trading and the theory of trading, we can see it actually working in practice. Even the folks that don't know the process, we have the process, you know, for the Sharpe Income course or Sharpe Trade, short-term trading course, we've got the process, you know, behind that wall. But somebody that was not a client of Sharpe Trade said, it's so cool to watch a Sharpe Income Project because we can see all of the concepts and theory about trading work out in black and white. You know, I've referred to that as the honesty of the iron. So, you know, sometimes people can fool you for a long time, and I've been fooled by people. Fooled by one guy I thought was an actual trader, traded options, he wasn't. Sometimes when you go to interact with somebody, they'll get very aggressive with you. Generally leave those folks alone. And it's for their good, not yours. Although, who wants to hang around an aggressive narcissist, right? But really, they're unbalanced in that, A, the perception of others is more important to them than actually making money. B, sometimes they'll get very, very, very aggressive. Like nobody in the world is the trader they are, right? They make money all the time, and they make more money than everybody, and they're always more profitable than people. When people get overly narcissistic when you're trying to interact with them as a trader, if you've ever done any reading on narcissists, and the source of their narcissism is usually something that's happened to them that's deeply personal and deeply shaming. So we're talking about things like, you know, they've studied, and there was a psychology paper I read once that was like, these are people that were in like situations of battle, like in the military, and you know, they had an act of cowardice, or they were sexually abused, or some, you know, bad stuff, you know, bad stuff that happened to them. So they have some sort of source of deep shame, and they compensate that by very, very aggressive narcissism and wild attacks, you know, just overtly aggressive attacks. Leave them alone for their own good. If you don't believe me, I'm serious. When you start interacting with people and investing and trading, you're going to run into these people. Just leave them alone for their own good. A, you can't change them. You know, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. Even psychologists and psychiatrists say that there's usually very little you can do for those sort of people. That there's very little that they can do for those sort of people. They have to face the source of their narcissism, and usually that's some moment of deep, deep, deep shame in their life, and it's very difficult for people to do that. So when I say leave them alone, I'm not making fun of them, I'm not putting them down, I'm just saying it's a delicate situation, and you don't want to get tied up in that. Seriously, you're starting to delve into somebody else's demons, and you don't want to stir somebody else's demons. So when you start trying to interact with other traders, I'm just giving you a warning, because we do this publicly, and I've seen this a number of times. Just leave them be, for their own good, you know, for their own peace. Hopefully in their life they can figure out some peace. You know, you wish them the best, but you don't want to get messed up in that whole scenario. Okay, just a word of warning. But past that, yeah, interact with other traders. You find an honest-to-God real trader, right? Interact with them. I'm telling you, DTG is one of the best environments I've seen of just trader interaction. We do trading education as far as strategies and processes and things like that, and sort of graduating your way up, walking or crawling and then walking and then running with processes and strategies. But as far as trader interaction, DTG is the best I've seen, or something like that. I haven't seen anything like that, but I'm not going to say it's not out there. It could be. Interact with other traders, and something where everyone is talking honestly about their victories and their defeats and their psychology, and oh my God, I got cocky there, and look what happened to me, and now I'm going to have to, whatever it is, just, I'm telling you, it is insanely profitable. Like interacting with people sharpens myself. It keeps me sharp. So why wouldn't I do it? This is a benefit to Dan. Ask any teacher of any subject. And I mean, you boil me down, though I invest and trade the market secularly. I am a teacher. I had a friend, two friends actually, tell me one time that I don't think you could stop teaching, Dan, if your life depended on it. Even in just day-to-day situations in my real life, they're like, you'll go to make some comment, and you try to teach. It's like the teacher always comes out, right? But you ask any teacher in any field, teaching keeps them sharp. Interacting, even if it's digitally, it keeps you sharp. Okay, so again, it's something to help. We talked a lot about the negatives in this series of trading psychology and emotional discipline. Here's an assist. Find other real traders. Get a bunch of real good traders. Hey, I'm going to tell you the best environment for that I've seen is Discovery Trading Group. Not even pointing at Sharpe Trade, honestly. Just for trader interaction and interact. Or if you're at Sharpe Trade, the Sharpe Trade forums, bang on to you guys in the forums that are journaling, because that's where you learn and interact with each other. Not just this is what I think about, I'm bullish, bearish, whatever, but interact with each other. Ask questions respectfully, but it's going to improve you as a trader so much. Bounce ideas off of each other. Okay, don't let me interrupt that bouncing of the ideas off of one another. Don't come across and it's like, Dan's around, I'm going to be quiet. No, bounce ideas off of each other. It's going to assist you tremendously. Okay? So with that has been this entry in this particular series on trading psychology and emotional discipline, and that has been what it's always been. It's simply been our thoughts, not yours, for whatever the heck day it is. As always, stay safe, trade well, and remember that love doesn't cost a dime.